Hello, hello. We have a new chapter of One Piece. This one is called The Hero of Legend, which is a very bold title. Could apply to a lot of things. Given that it's the single hero of legend, I don't know, you want to think it's like the sun god Nika, right? Like it's Luffy. But could be a lot of things. There's a lot of legends, there's a lot of heroes. On the cover page, we have Kawamatsu and Hiyori, friends till the end, loving companions through many hard times, enjoying origami. How fun! And a real crane in the background. Happy with this paper facsimile. Okay, so where the heck are we gonna go from here? We had a brief little detour to watch Shanks completely fuck up Kid and maybe take him out of the story forever. It's hard to say. We could rejoin that, see what Shanks does afterwards. We could look at the Law versus Blackbeard fight. We could see what any number of interested parties are doing en route to Egghead Island, since everybody is friggin' going there now. Or we could rejoin the main plot of Central Vegapunk finding out that York is indeed the traitor and figuring out, the heck are they going to do? It's in pretty dire straits right now on Egghead. The page thing just broke. Okay, it's fine now. All right, we are rejoining the pirate island full of lead. Captain Kobe's escaped. He escapes. He's not the Commodores anymore. Oh yeah, they've got the Cross Guild has put out all sorts of bounties on various marine people. Kobe is 5 stars, pretty sweet. 500 million berries, roughly. You get 5 treasure chests, though. I like that it's not just another number in berries. It's not like 1-to-1 with bounties. Because the way it makes sense for a pirate's criminal organization to do something is a little different than, of course, a legitimate institution, legitimate, like the Marines. So I like the idea that they're just handing over big chests full of treasure and saying, here's your reward. Normally Navy captains are only 1 star. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Is it because they know the personal connections between Kobe and Luffy and the others? Knowing that he's Garp's protege and the person carrying the mantle of the former strongest man in the Marines? Or something like that? I don't know. The whole... it's like loading each page like twice. It looks really weird. Why is it so broken? Okay, hold up. Oh, okay. Fixed. Alright. Something's tickling around my left pec. Slave head and Meow Kit are stored. The whole island is talking. The gigantic skull and crossbones. Well, I guess it's not really crossbones. It's not really clear what that is. This gigantic stone thing is alive? And some people telling Pizarro, calling him Pizarro. Pizarro was that weird corrupt king. And I think he also spoke with like Nyaz and stuff. And this person is saying Meow Kit. So I think that is the corrupt king Pizarro, the dude with like the big long mustache, I think. Who's one of the people that Blackbeard got out of Impel Down. So don't hunt him. Don't turn him over to the Gross Guild. Blackbeard wants him. So what the heck? Does Pizarro possess the power to just take over islands like this? Or is there actually a more personal, like, some devil fruit power that's like the island fruit or something like that? Or maybe he's recovered the stone fruit from Pika and he's just possessing the stone. These are some options. I think more interesting is that there is actually more of a personal connection here. And this pirate island was at one time a kingdom ruled over by Pizarro. And that's why it's a pirate island, is because he's the corrupt king and opened up as a lawless haven for all these pirates and stuff. And therefore, he kind of like is the island. Like, it's probably still a devil fruit power or something, but it's like this particular island is alive because of him. It's such a fun idea. I just love seeing the big rock talk. I wonder if Oda had planned this out ever since this island first appeared, which was like a long, long time ago. It showed up in a few panels. Anyways, Koby, of course, leading a slave outbreak. Very admirable. Could have escaped on your own, but she saved us too. Decoy, stand, move, and get to safety. Alright, he is a saint. Ah, it is the island fruit. I guessed it. It's dead on. He's an island man. The corrupt king. Huh. Okay. So here we're seeing some of the powers of the other Blackbeard crew members, and they're pretty friggin' scary. We already saw the ones of the Vanguard that went to go fight with Law and kidnap Pudding and stuff. But the ones hanging back on this island are also terrifying. The Island Man. I love it, I love it. And then Shiryu, of course, the former warden of Impel Down, who got the clear fruit after poor Absalom passed in some capacity. Vasco shot. This is the weird drunkard riding around on a bubble. They won't be able to escape if we burn the town down. He's got the glug glug fruit. He's a booze man. Okay. Sure, I love it. Let me just finish repairing Rocky Port. I'm moving up to Wolf. Ah, so Wolf indeed has the huge fruit. And he can make himself giant. This was a big speculation for a long time because he kind of showed up in inconsistent sizes. Like, when he was dwarfing over Marineford, and, you know, at that time he was like the biggest entity we've ever seen in One Piece, that didn't make any sense because he was also in that cell. Granted, it was a very big cell, but he was in a cell on the 6th floor of Impel Down, and Impel Down as a whole isn't like as big as Marineford. Anyways, all sorts of nerds, including me, noticed this and were like, obviously he can change size or something. So this makes sense. This is a terrifying foe. I wonder how big he can get. I want to see something crazy. I want to see a comedic scene where he almost self-KOs by growing so large that his head pops out of the atmosphere and he starts suffocating. And it's him that's producing these extremely buoyant snot bubbles that Vasco Shot is riding around on. Okay. Everyone is chasing Koby. I plan to turn Pirate Island here into its own country, one that's a member of the world government. Then I'll be the king, the Blackbeard Kingdom. You know, he tried to do this before. This was his original plan on Drum Island, right? He basically staged like a coup and tried to install himself as a legitimate power and wanted all of the protections and opportunities that affords. And obviously it didn't go well. He left, and Luffy cleaned up the pieces after Wapol took over as well. But yeah, this has been his ambition for a while, to be a king of a legitimate country. This one, yeah, I agree with Koby. I'm not sure why the world government would ever tolerate this, why they would ever legitimize it. Don't go trampling on a man's dream. You're using your life as a bargaining chip. The government and navy give in to terrorist acts like these, and all hope is truly lost. It's not going to work. I'm a member of SWORD. I'm Navy, but not Navy. He's turned in his Marine code. So, yeah, we're not like entirely clear on what SWORD is, but it's like Special Operative Navy Unit. I still assume that Aokiji is deep undercover as an agent of SWORD in Blackbeard's crew. I don't know. I have a lot of reasons for thinking that. I actually made a post on Hexbear about it. Yeah, it's. I think probably part of it is that their life is just forfeit, and they know that if they get captured, that they are as good as dead. No one is coming to save them, and they need to take all of their secrets with them to the grave. Let's turned in his Marine Corps. And here we see other members of the Blackbeard crew just kind of chilling. Doc Q, of course, eating another apple, hanging out with just a noose casually beside his head. Von Augur just chilling, waving his big gun around. Pizarro not currently possessing the island as a whole, as seems to be his power. Think of Sword as sailors who have already submitted their resignation. It means they can choose to fight the 4 emperors if they want without needing permission from above. Ignore any and all orders they choose. They're wildcard commanders. Navy assumes no responsibility for their actions and can cut them loose at any moment. Right. Okay. Maybe really afford to abandon you to the cruel winds of fate when you're known as a hero far and wide. Oh, so Kobe is the hero of legend. Is that what I'm gathering here? Put the question to the world. The damage it'll do to the government will be deep indeed. Okay. They're busting out. Perona shows up! What the heck? We haven't seen her in a while. And I guess, yeah, we knew that Blackbeard kind of wrecked Moria at some point. So he still has Moria captured too. Perona, of course, still devout to Moria, even though he's been kind of chewed up and spit over. Okay. Someone came to rescue me? He gets a little flustered. Ooh, someone came to rescue me? Ooh, oh, maybe. Ooh, I don't know. Ooh. Strong Navy sailors in the port. Who could they be? Admirals? Fujitora I could see getting involved in something like this. Fujitora I feel like is probably also sordid in some capacity. It just seems like his MO to not give a crap about military hierarchies or anything like that. Okay. We have new Marines, never before seen. This guy seems to have some sort of clay logia fruit, effortlessly getting back together after being decapitated. The other two also new. I like the one guy has a very long hat. The other guy has a very long sword and a gun. Not many people rocking the sword and the gun. The building is moving. Yeah, it's probably the island fruit. The whip fruit. But it's not Hina. Poor Hina. What happened to Hina? Hina had like a similar fruit, kind of. She made like whip type things and ensnared people with her cage fruit. Aw, what about Hina? Hina has been passed over. Oh, but she's the granddaughter of Tsuru. I loved Tsuru. I wish we got to see more Tsuru. Remember there's one panel where Tsuru is using some sort of weird laundry fruit and turning people into like cloths and they're just draped over. I think it's at the end of Dressrosa. And it's just like, huh? Is that what you do? Is that what you've been doing this whole time? So she has the whip fruit and she's a disciplined woman. So she's making the building move. Because she can order anything to do anything as long as she whips it into shape. I think is what's happening here. Very weird. Also very weird to introduce both someone who can possess the entire island and seems to move it arbitrarily as if it's his own body. And then to, in the same chapter, show what appears to be that fruit in effect, a building moving, and then be like, no, JK, it's another devil fruit that's making the building move for a completely different reason. It's just, I don't know, it's just like Oda's eccentricity. That he has such a great sense for like depiction and storytelling. Like he knows so well how to make like quirky moments land and how to inspire the imagination and stuff. And then sometimes he'll just run up into this like logistical problem where, you know, a more sensible story writer would be like, well, this could be confusing, so let's stagger it, let's rearrange things, let's change things a bit. But Oda is like, no. the grandness of my imagination is paramount. It is absolute. I will do nothing to compromise the story for sensibility when I just want to have every fun idea I can all at once. Anyways, Kobe's screwed. Or is he? All of the bullets turn into flowers. Cute. This, of course... Didn't something like this already happen? Because I feel like I talked about this before. The famous scene where the National Guard in America was confronting a group of hippie sit-in protesters, and one of them put the flower in the barrel of the gun. It seems like kind of a reference to that. Didn't we already have a reference to that? Am I crazy? What is it? Shot them with flower rounds. They can't use their weapons. Hibari, interesting. Maybe her devil fruit has a gun, since she wasn't introduced as having a devil fruit power. Whereas everybody else so far this chapter has been. If you're hungry, I packed a lunch for you. Ah, cute! The people in Sword are weirdos. I love it. Ooh. So all those other soldiers were just claymen that Prince Gruz, is he an actual prince? I don't know. We're making. I see. The building's circled in. The claymans are rampaging. Helmeppo? Garp? Let's go. So yeah, he can make little golems. You can see here. So he has a big hat too, but he also makes golems with big hats. Helmeppo and Garp charge in. A Navy battleship is coming out of the sky towards us. This is the hero of legend. Of course. Garp is the legendary hero of the Marines for many generations now. And he's still not really retired. And then, of course, we see Suiru and Vasco Shot, who are already moving in to capture Kobe. These will be the first real challenge for our Marine sword heroes. I like this because it's like, if they just had it that, the Marines as an institution are fighting Blackbeard, you might want to root for Blackbeard. You might want to be like, yeah, in the long run, I kind of hope Blackbeard wins this and fucks up the Marines and stuff, right? Blackbeard is a bad guy, but in the end, I think the world government and the Marines as an extension of them have been villainized even more than Blackbeard. But with Sword, the fact that they have so much agency on their own, that they're not beholden to the rules of the Marines, and that they'll make choices, kind of like Aokiji did in saving Nico Robin, to turn a blind eye to the rules and instead uphold what they see as true justice, you know? That kind of Marine hero we've seen throughout the story and are always being encouraged to root for. And here, they've really formalized it. Oh, the ones that are in Sword, they're cool. they're doing what they ought to. They're doing things that are actually heroic and valid and just. And that way we can wholeheartedly root against Blackbeard once again. Because who doesn't love Garp? Can you name one One Piece fan who's not like, dude, Garp is so fucking hilarious and great and awesome, and I just want to see him all the time? Kobe is the future of the Navy. And what's more, he's my protege. Jumping off the ship, wrecking the whole town, seeming to have no consideration whatsoever for who he's actually punching. Okay, another extremely exciting thing has happened. What's the count of active things that are happening? All of the adventures on Egghead, Shanks versus Kid might be over, Law versus Blackbeard, who knows, we haven't seen that in a while. Now Garp versus the Blackbeard crew on Full of Lead, rescuing Kobe. Those are like our four main, it's happening right now. Then there's a couple that are like set up to interfere with this arc or to happen on any given chapter, which is like Judge Vinsmoke, Caesar Clown, showing up on Egghead, trying to get vengeance against Vegapunk. I don't know when to expect that, but soon. There's more. I mean, just like everything's happening now. I guess that's the other big one. It's getting complex. It's getting complex. Things are getting crazy. The Viz app is so broken right now, but that's okay. All right, let's look forward to next week. Genuinely so confused about what will happen in any given chapter. All right. See you then.